Welcome back to Situations, where real life gets unpacked, unfiltered, and a little too relatable. Season 8 starts now. Let's get into it.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kelvin, your host of Situations, the podcast.
And I'm your co-host, Miss Thiana.
How everybody out there doing today? Thiana, how you feel today?
I'm feeling pretty good. What about you?
I'm doing good. I can't complain. The
Okay.
time change didn't throw you off, did it?
It probably did.
Okay. All right. Well, today, I think we're gonna have another pretty good episode.
Okay.
I know I posted a teaser on Facebook a few days ago promoting today's episode, and we had a
Okay.
lot of people commenting on the teaser.
Okay.
So today we're going to be talking about peace or problem. Okay. That's the title
Okay.
of today's show. Peace or problem.
Okay.
So I just really hope that everybody that tuned in or was commenting a few days ago on the teaser, I want them to tune in today to see that way we can talk about everything they were talking about then. Because I
Right.
really didn't want to discuss it on Facebook. I wanted
Right.
to have them bring their comments today and let's talk about it today. Okay.
Okay.
But like I said before, we're going to be talking about peace or problem.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start it off like this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think women are naturally a man's piece?
I would say they should be, but I don't think some naturally are.
Okay. But when you say you don't think some are not what, I mean, can you elaborate a little more?
Because some people don't have peace within themselves, or they have childhood trauma or different things that happen in their life, and they never work through those things to get back to their peace.
Okay.
So if they don't do, say for example, a woman went through a whole bunch of things, had some relationships that didn't work out so well, maybe had some family trauma or childhood trauma and stuff like that. Then she gets with a man that, you know, he's doing everything amazing, he's understanding like all the things that women really want. Yeah, we want nice things, money and stuff like that or whatever, but when you put that aside, when you got a person that's have compassion, empathy, understanding, attentive, like all that stuff, whatever,
Right.
making sure you're emotionally safe, all of those things. And he could be doing all that and she still will make an issue out of it, or she doesn't think she's deserving of it. She's going to sabotage it every time.
Okay. Well, but I do know that, when most relationship has respect,
Mm-hmm.
trust, I'm sorry, excuse me. I do know when most relationships has trust, respect, and emotional support, a lot
Okay.
of women have, that's where a lot of men can find peace within themselves when you find
Right.
that particular woman. For me, for an example, like to me, when you find that right woman, you
Right.
gonna know if that's the woman that's gonna bring you the peace.
Mm-hmm.
And how I determine that is whenever you can actually fall asleep around a woman or fall
Right.
asleep with a woman and be at peace,
Yeah.
then you know this woman brings some. This woman is bringing you peace because, and like in today's society, I do know for a fact that you get with a woman, you know, you end up falling asleep. Now you all on social media because she taking selfies of you sleep,
Okay.
you know,
Right.
trying to make a mockery out of you being there. Well, that's not
Right.
peace. That's a problem.
Right.
You know, to me, peace comes when you find that particular woman and she bring you that peace to where you feel relaxed, you feel calm, you feel emotionally safe, and somebody that you can actually talk to. That's peace to me. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about the technical difficulties. So, all right. So, let me ask you this: at what point does a woman become a distraction rather than peace?
Whenever she's always combative about something, she has poor communication. She's not trying to understand anything.
Okay. Um.
It could be in any situation. You said it.
Well, I mean, it's especially if she's filled with drama. If you got a woman that's pretty much um, filled with drama and unrealistic about a lot of
Right.
things, then of course there's going to be a lot of problems.
Right.
You know,
Right.
to me,
If there's infidelity in the situation, then she could probably lose the peace, and start just being,
right,
you know, a nag, or just keeping things ongoing instead of, are you going to try to forgive and move through it, or do you just let it go?
right, absolutely. Ronnie, what's going on, man? We see you. We appreciate you tuning in. Today we're talking about peace or problems. So, kind of give your feedback. Give us your feedback when you hear something that you feel that you want to debate or something that you want to talk about or say. Let me ask you this. Do you think men often choose distraction over peace?
In some instances, yes. I've seen videos and clips, from other podcasts where men say, if she ain't got a little toxic in her, and she ain't acting crazy on me, I don't want her then.
Right, right,
And it's like, no, that's because y'all used to dysfunction and toxicity.
right,
I can love you without cursing you out, demeaning you, disrespecting you. I can be respectful. I can have understanding. I can say, let's create a space where, communication is, honest, respectful. We gonna keep it at the forefront, of our relationship and everything like that. But people get a kick out of wanting you to crash out. It's happened to me in relationships. You should have just slapped me, or why you didn't do this, why you didn't do that, because you want to be justified in what you're doing. Now you want me to do the same exact stuff you're doing. When I'm sitting back like, I had somebody that, was cheating or whatever they was doing. They tried to start an argument with me. I said, we're not doing that. Whatever you trying to do, go cheat in peace. Don't
right,
come up
right,
here disrupting mine because you want to feel justified now because I'm mad at you. Now you got a reason to be MIA. Turn your phone off and go do what you want to do without having that guilty conscience.
right. Well, I know you're definitely right about that because a lot of men are interested and excited about that drama that a lot of women bring. You know,
Right.
and I seen those clips that you speak of, and to me that's diabolical.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I mean, what? Who wants to live like that? Who wants to have that type of toxicity in their life?
That one man said she did this, she did that. He done had 4 baby mamas, just all the stuff. Like she stayed through all the stuff. You got to talking about ride or die. She didn't ride or die. She didn't die. You killed that version of her, and you wonder why she didn't just went numb and silent. She died. That version of her died. She gave so much of herself. She died.
Right. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand that. I don't understand that men is like that. To be honest, I really don't. To me, I think that's just that's. I mean, to me, I think that's crazy to even want to live that way.
Right.
Who wouldn't want to be in a peaceful relationship where there's no drama? I'm not saying every relationship's gonna have its ups and downs.
It's
You
right.
know, All relationships have their ups and downs. There's
They
no
do.
such thing as a perfect relationship.
Right.
But when you have more peace, when you have more peace than you have problems, I think
Right.
that's a healthy relationship
Right.
to me. Okay, Ronnie said he agreed with you, Thiana. He definitely agreed with you. He said that's a deep point.
It is. That's because they don't be having peace. They be wanting. So my whole thing is, I think they mistake, having peace and being bored and the toxicity being exciting. I could be a woman of peace, but still say, come on, I'm finna go play basketball with you, or meet me at this hotel or whatever. Like, we finna do a blind date thing or whatever. Start figuring out different ways to keep your relationship interesting,
Excited.
exciting, adventurous,
Right.
and spicy versus trying to be toxic. They're not the same.
Right. You're definitely right about that. You're definitely right about that. Excuse me. So let me say this, dear.
Mm-hmm.
Can a woman bring peace to a man that has chaos in his life already? Is that possible?
It is,
Okay.
because she knows how to deal with it. She's not a reactor. She's assessing the situation. She's remaining calm, but she wants to communicate it, and she's still gonna be there and stuff like that. And I did that, but it's like at some point you get tired. If they're not seeing that you're not this type of version of person, and they keep on, it's like now I'm looking like, okay, you may be intentionally trying to hurt me, and you don't want to have peace because you're not trying to let go of that part of you, or maybe what you did in the past of being toxic, or being reactive all the time in the worst way.
Okay, hold on one second. Ronnie said that you have an echo. Hold on one second. I'm sorry about. With me one second. Okay, I hope that solved the issue. Okay, I'm sorry, Thiana. You can finish your statement.
No, it's just basically he has to be open to want to change, because you can get a calm, peaceful person, and if you keep poking, poking, and poking and digging, and you study trying to create something when she's trying to give you peace, it's still not gonna work.
Right, right. Okay. Well, I was just wondering because I know a lot of times, it doesn't always happen that way. Because my thing is, if a man hasn't handled his own personal issues,
Right,
when a woman, bring you peace, it's still to him. He may still look at it as a burden because this is something that he's not accustomed to or used to.
right, right. But
So,
that's what I'm saying. But then you get the woman that's saying, I know he not used to this, whatever, so I'm gonna show him something different. But that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm like, and that was me. But it's like, if they just not getting it and they keep displaying that they don't want that, you have to just go and check out, because you're gonna end up getting hurt.
right. Okay. Okay. I can
It's
agree
like,
with that.
like that story when they have the parents on there with the little boy Johnny with the 5 apples.
Right. Right.
You can't say, Johnny, if you got 5 apples and Sonya eat two, how many you got left? And he keeps saying four. That's not four, Johnny. It's not four.
Right.
Then you explain it to him and even give him the answer. Baby, that's 3 apples. Well, how is it three? You see what I'm saying? It's
Right.
like, sir,
Absolutely.
I digress.
Well, let me say this though. Do you think
Mhm.
at some point a peaceful let me see how I want to word this. I'm just gonna try to simplify it.
Okay.
Do you think peaceful women, or do you think some men find peaceful women boring?
I just said that, yes.
Okay.
So they go out looking for some excitement, but that's the whole thing, is we're peaceful. We're not boring.
Okay.
Cause I can get up, like I said, I can put on a trench coat and meet you somewhere. I can go play basketball. We can go zip line. It's just different stuff that we can do. So that's why I'm like, they confuse the two, and it's not that. That woman that you going out there with in the street with that you find exciting, you only get a glimpse out of her life or whatever. She may be dealing with some stuff that she running from.
Right.
So you all have created a fantasy. That's not reality.
Right. I agree with that. I can see it. I can definitely see it. But do you think social media plays a part in this in the distraction in
Absolutely.
relationships?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they display everything to be a good time. And you know, this is what it is. These are women that you need to talk to and be with. And then you get with them and you're hungry and the heifer can't even fix you a
Can't even,
sandwich.
can't even cook.
I'm just saying. She ain't even asked you how was your day going. Are you thirsty? Do you want your hair rubbed? You need a massage? Anything like that. So now you looking back at that boring that provided all those things. It was never actually boring. It was consistent and efficient.
Right. But how do you feel about women? Do you think women sometimes misunderstand what peace really mean to a man?
Yeah, I think they can misunderstand that. Because sometimes women just need to shut up.
Wait. Hold on.
And like I said,
Hold on. Say that one more time.
sometimes women just need to shut up.
Okay. All right. Okay. I heard you the first time.
I know.
But I just want you to repeat that because sometimes that be a lot of the issue too. You know, they don't know when to
Right.
shut up.
Because this was my thing. He could be going through something and now here you come just talking and yapping. You didn't even ask him, babe, what's wrong. You just started taking it personally, inserted your own self, and now you on defense. Well, it don't even got nothing to do with you. You just need to be there.
Right, right.
Sometimes he don't need you to say nothing or do nothing. Just be there. That's being at peace.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But like I say, that's most women's issue anyway. You know,
Yeah.
they want to be um it's like they want to be the dominant one in the relationship.
Right.
And they talk crazy, you know, they talk, I mean, I don't understand why women do that, but to me, I think it's just the way it is society is today because you know, you can see a woman arguing with a man, they standing toe
Yeah.
to toe like she the big
Right.
dog. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? That makes no sense to me. You
It doesn't
know,
make sense to me neither. And guess what? I was in relationships and a lot of men will take it's like men say they want women that are submissive. And I was that. And when a person said stuff or whatever, of course I spoke up for myself, but I wasn't trying to be combative with them and stuff like that or whatever. And to them, it made me look weak. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, how do men say y'all want a woman that's submissive, a woman that, is not out of control? And I was being that or whatever. And then a person kept doing it because they thought I was weak. And it's like, they reached out to me after the fact. And then I'm saying something, still being respectful, but just a little more, aggressive or in their face with it, whatever. Like, look, I asked you not to do this. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, dang, your mouth is real smart these days. No, I've always had this in me, but I was with you and I was trying to be respectful and be peaceful and not be combative or whatever. And you took me as weak.
right,
And I wasn't never weak. I was being that submissive woman and being safe and being, you know what I'm saying? It's like you didn't respect that. And I knew they didn't respect it when they said, you should have slapped me or you should have. I don't have to react that way.
right. You really shouldn't. You shouldn't have to act that
Exactly.
way.
Exactly. Because guess what? Guess what, as women, you could do with that? You could say all this stuff and I don't say nothing. At some point, as a man, you need to go back and retrace yourself to see what you did wrong. I don't have to keep saying it because guess what? Me saying it is not going to make you change. So why would I keep being combative when I know that's not going to change you? It's
Right.
like you hitting a brick wall.
So in other words, a lot of men are responsible for the distractions that they have in their life, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Right. Yeah, because you
Because guess what?
decide. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, because the man is supposed to be the leader.
Okay. And not only that, you know, if you are when you decide who you allow in your life,
Right.
that's pretty much
Stamping it, giving it okay that whatever
that
they doing
too,
is okay.
but also you allowing them the influence that they have in your life as well when you do that.
Right.
So, sometimes we just have to be careful of who we choose as our partner. Like I said in the beginning of the broadcast,
Right.
when you're trying to find peace, you don't
Right.
when you fall asleep around this woman and you feel at peace and you at ease with you at ease with the relationship. You don't have to worry
Right.
about her trying to take no pictures of you when y'all together while you sleeping. You don't have to
Right.
worry about her trying to go in your pockets while you sleep. When you
Right.
find that particular woman, you'll know exactly who she is. You're gonna know the woman that's gonna bring you that peace.
Right.
It makes a big difference in a relationship because when you dealing with women that's toxic and that's
Right.
all they know is toxic, then that relationship gonna end fast. It's gonna
And
end
we
fast.
was just talking about this before, and it was like, one of my friends was like, you gotta tell these men what to do, and you got to, and it's like, no, I'm presenting myself as a woman, you know what I'm saying? A queen, a person that's understanding, a person that know how to communicate without crashing out. And it's like, if I got to get your attention by crashing out, we not for each other anyway. That's not what I want.
Right,
Because if that's happening in the beginning, that's setting the presence and tone of what's to come in the relationship. And I don't want that. I want peace.
right. But do you think a woman can support a man's purpose without feeling neglected?
Yeah, if she understands. So that's the whole thing. When you get with a man, he should have a purpose. He should have a plan. He should have some type of intention. But if he don't and he's just on his way or whatever, y'all sitting down and y'all coming with a plan together, whatever, fine. It's still something has been established. So you're going to have to be supportive of that. I'm not saying lose yourself in the process.
Right. Well, I think it works best when the communication is shared. When you share your communication, you share your goals, and
Right.
that helps the relationship when you do that. You know,
Right.
it's all about the communication. If the communication is there and she's supportive of everything that you're trying to do, and she's backing you with everything you're trying to do, then quite naturally, might be the woman that's going to bring you the peace because she understands it.
Right.
She understands it.
But see, sometimes people don't give you the whole scope or the story, or they put their representative out first and they say this, and then you get with them and you be like, hold on, wait a minute. Where did this come from? I've been sideswiped because this is not what you told me or this is not what you said. So now they looking at you like you being combative and you not being peaceful. No, that's not what you presented, sir.
Right, right. Yeah, you're right about that too. You're
Because
definitely right.
guess what? If something changed, then don't say, well, you said you was with me, so just support me. Like, why you always got to give me lip? No, you need to communicate when things change to see if I'm okay with that because I may not be on board with this
Well, let me
if
ask.
it's
Let
a
me ask you
drastic change.
this. Let me ask
Hmm.
you this. Do you think women compete with a man's purpose?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because the whole thing is don't feel neglected. You're supposed to be a helpmate and you're supposed to be implementing yourself and how you can, be of service or be supportive or be, inside of whatever goal he has.
Right. And a lot of times too, you know, a lot of times you hit a bump in the road in that situation because a lot of women like to be the center of attention.
Right.
You know, and that can cause an issue as well.
Right.
I mean, we understand that you're looking to bring peace,
Right.
opposed to bringing a problem. But then again, you can't be trying to be the center of attention at the same time.
Right.
You know, it is not going to work that way. It
Right.
really
But look
not.
at this. This is why I'm saying a woman can be supportive, but she still has to have something of her own. I used to tell one of my friends, you can't get mad because this man life is filled up and it's fulfilling or whatever. You don't have one hobby. You don't have not one thing that you like to do. Because just because you with somebody don't mean y'all got to spend every 24/7 together.
Right.
And if he's working all day and he is the provider or he's doing this and he doing that and you know what he's doing and you not doing anything, you can't be mad at that man. Oh, you always busy with it. What are you doing? Did you take up some cooking classes? Did you take up etiquette classes? I mean, what are you doing? Like, are you doing anything?
Right.
So it's like it's not what he's doing; it's what you're not doing in you that's not fulfilling your own self.
Okay. Okay. I can see it. But the next question I have is, I took this question from um, some of the comments that were received from Facebook a few days ago.
Okay. Hmm.
And a lot of people were saying that the man should come with peace to the relationship. How do you feel about that?
I'm 50-50 on it. We can say everybody should come with peace, but that's not the world we live in because things happen. People be
Okay.
having childhood trauma, past relationship trauma, and baggage that they didn't take time to heal from, men and women. Some people don't like to sit in their hurt and the pain to actually grow from it and learn something from it. They just hop on to the next person.
Okay.
And they keep repeating the same cycles over and over again. But if I'm with a man and he doesn't have all of the peace when he come and we sit down and we have a conversation and he's being open and honest about everything, then yeah, I can help him work through that. But if he's coming and then I'm asking questions and he's still shutting down and he don't want to talk about anything, never or nothing like that or whatever, it's not gonna work. Cause it's like I'm trying to pour into something that's shut. I'm pouring into a brick wall. Ain't a crack in it for nothing to get up in there.
But let let me say this then. So I understand what you're saying, and you're absolutely right. But let's say, for instance, hypothetical, this man is coming out of a trauma relationship,
Okay.
a toxic relationship, and
Hmm.
he has his guards up now, right?
Right. Yeah.
As most women do. Most
Right.
women, you know, they leave a relationship, they get in something else. Oh, they got their
Right.
guards up. Okay.
Right.
So let's say, for instance, this man has his guards up. Is he wrong for having his guards up?
He's not wrong.
I want to say this before you answer. I do know
Okay.
that two individuals coming into a relationship, they should be stable individuals,
Right.
you know, coming into a relationship. But what
Right.
if this man have trauma issues? What if he has trust issues?
That's what I'm saying.
How does that work
But he
now?
has, so to me, at some point, he has to communicate that. That's why you get to know a person. And it's like, stop asking me all these surface questions and let's get down to the meat of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm I'm here. When a person asks you, what are you looking for? What do you need?
Right.
When you say you want a woman, what are the qualities that you would want your woman to have? That's the question I'm asking because it's like now I know where to fill the void. Because even if he don't want to come out and tell me with me asking him like that, so if you could say you had not the perfect woman, but the woman that's ideal for you, and you felt like you could be at peace, you could be happy, you could flourish, you can do more in life, what type of qualities would she possess? And when he answered that right there, that's how I'm gonna know what I need to fit in.
Right. Okay.
And guess what? I would want to be his friend too because now I have to show him that every woman is not the same.
Right.
And in hopes of he get it, you know what I'm saying? And he understand that it can be a safe space and everything ain't. So that's something like every time we go somewhere, we can go to the park. Let's go to the museum. Let's go play basketball. Let's go to karaoke. Let's go do some different stuff. Everything don't gotta cost $1 million. I'm not asking you for money all the time. What do you like to do? Can you teach me about that? Show me what you're doing so I can help you in this area or whatever. So that right there would give a different outlook versus a woman always got her hand out, always demeaning you, not telling you, you not nothing. You know what I'm saying? And a woman pouring into you in a different type of way.
Right. Okay. All right. I like that analogy. I really do. Because if that's the type of woman that's gonna be providing the peace, then you're right.
Right.
She's showing him something totally different, something that he's probably not accustomed to. And then at some point, he gonna eventually let his guards down because he see that you're not the type of woman that he's usually dealing with.
Right. And she's consistent. And he's like, okay, this is not a facade. 6 months go by, she's still acting like this. A year go by, she's still acting like this. 2 years. Oh, I got me a winner.
Right, right. But let me say this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think men um do you think men sometimes call accountability drama?
Yeah, because they don't want to face it.
Right, right,
And it's as simple as, you know what? I did do that. And maybe I didn't know how I made you feel because it never happened to me. So you valid on that point. So what can I do to make you feel safer? Or can you help me to get over this? Or did you notice any patterns that I repeated that I probably didn't know I was doing because I've been doing it for 20 years or whatever? Can you tell me what those are? So now that I'm aware, because if something is somebody's normal, they don't know what they're doing. Some people do because they just manipulate us. But sometimes if you've been brought up in some stuff or you just seeing some stuff and you just everybody did it that way, that's normal for you.
right, right. That's what they're accustomed to.
Yeah.
Right,
But you have to get somebody that's coming in saying, hey, and talking to you in a monotone, being able to respond, explain something without being condescending or, cursing them out and stuff like that. Nobody's going to receive that well. So you have to help and you have to be there. You have to love with humility. And that's what a lot of people be lacking. Take
right,
you being right out the situation and just lead with humility. So then he'll be more susceptible to walk towards you and reach out his hand.
right. Absolutely. Okay. But let me ask you this. Do you think
Hmm.
do you think beauty has a lot to do with it? Do you think men are distracted by beauty more than they are the character of a woman?
Yes, but guess what? And that's why you have situations where sometimes men will leave a woman that they have and they go out in the street and then they want to come back. I call some beautiful women taffy apples. They look good on the outside or rotten apples. When you bite into it, baby, it's rotten on the inside.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because they just look good. It's nothing else that comes along with it.
Right. Because a lot of times they only looking at the physical.
Right.
And they look at the physical of it and not the long term aspect of what
Right.
could be.
So
Like
the physical is fast food, junk food.
right,
The entire package of a woman is soul food. You need something for your soul. If this woman is studying, you eating chicken tenders every day, flaming hots every day, restaurant every day. What a man gonna say, baby? Can you cook a home cooked meal one day?
right,
He wants something for his soul.
right,
I mean, that's the easiest I can explain it to where everybody understand it. Like, don't nobody want to eat junk food every day.
right. Absolutely.
Or if the man got high cholesterol, or if you see he got, you not his mama, nothing like you can't make him do that. But guess what? If I'm the woman in this house, guess what? I'm cooking. And if I'm cooking some tasty meals and they hearty and they home or whatever and they healthy, you gonna eat it. So guess what? I done already implemented your healthy lifestyle. If I make your lunch for you or have snacks in there, or you on a business call at home and I come hand you a plate of fruit, you eat it. If I make you a smoothie before you go to the gym, you take it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I still can get you to do it, but just using the feminine subtle way and not being overbearing and aggressive in your face. You need to lose weight. Then your doctor say you had high cholesterol. I don't have to take that approach. I'm just going to start implementing the things. And guess
Right.
what? If I'm the woman in the household and I'm doing the cooking, or if I'm going about the groceries and everything like that, guess what? I have control in that area. But is it just using my feminine subtlety?
Women, y'all better take notice of what she just said. Take them notes. Because a lot of people are not like that, though.
They're
A lot
not.
of people are not like that. I promise you they're not. You know, like you said, they'll be talking about what the doctor said, you know,
Yeah.
exactly what you just said. You're absolutely right.
Well, guess what, babe? Let's go on a walk together. Let's go to the gym together. Where does that come in at? That's what I'm saying. It's like, stop trying to be right all the time or be the leader. Be the helpmate. Stand right beside them. Come on, I'm with you in this with you.
Right,
Not I'm better than you and this is what you need to do. No, what we doing?
right, right. Okay, hold on one second.
Hey, loves, you're tuned in to Situations, the podcast, where real people talk real situations. Subscribe, it helps the channel grow and keeps the conversations hot.
Okay. Well, I was going to ask you, that was going to be my next question to you, but you had already answered that question before I even asked it. I was going to
Okay.
ask you, can a woman motivate a man to become a better person? But you
Yep.
already laid that down already, and you're absolutely
Because
right about that.
it just goes right into it. It ain't no,
Right,
that's what it is. And it's like, so for the woman that's saying she feel neglected. So this is my whole thing. If I know you got a meeting and I lay your great suit out with the tie you like and everything like that, boom. I make you a breakfast before the meeting, or like I said, I do before the gym or whatever. How can I feel neglected when I'm in every area of your life? So if I'm doing this consistently, guess what? Now you're going to be looking me for it. Not to say that I have to do it, but you've come so accustomed to your wife or woman taking care of you. It's like, if she would, I can't find my glasses because I always have them set out for you. Man, I ain't have my smoothie today. I feel off because I ain't make it for you. You come home to whatever day. I usually smell something good when I come home, or she have my plate sitting on the stove, or have the stove on so to keep the plate warm when I come home or whatever. But it ain't. So it's like when you study doing these little subtleties where people think they don't matter, it's always the details and the little things. When I'm doing all these things and then if I just go cold turkey on them, he gonna be like, dang, she ain't in nothing no more. But you see how I just made myself present and everywhere so I don't feel neglected.
right, right. Okay. But in that particular situation,
Mm-hmm.
do you think a woman can become a distraction to a man if the man loses focus?
What you mean if he loses focus? If he loses focus because of her, then yeah, that's distracting.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Because
Yeah,
like sometimes if the man lose focus in a relationship, that's because
yeah,
he's prioritizing the relationship over the responsibilities.
right,
And he might have tendencies to lose focus. And now, once that man loses focus, now this woman could possibly be a problem.
right.
You know,
But that's why relationships, male and female side, on both sides, there should be some type of balance there. So if I'm in a relationship with you and you doing stuff or whatever, and I don't disturb you while you're doing what you're doing, but then when it's time for me to come do something, and then you like, well, come see me first before you do that. But I've given you the time and courtesy and distance to, do everything that you need to do for your business or whatever. I'm still here, but I just know you need to dedicate this time for this. So now when it comes time for me to do my thing, it's come see me first. I'm feeling neglected. That's manipulation.
right,
You see what I'm saying? So it's like you got to have the same common courtesy and respect for me too. And we got to grow too. And sometimes when we have different projects and things we're doing in our life, sometimes it take a little more of our time depending on what it is, or what it is that we need to get done. So it's not going to be cookie cutter all the way throughout. You just got to have communication, understanding, and knowing how to keep yourself intertwined and inserted in each other's lives without feeling neglected, because whatever we're both doing should be of the greater good. You know what I'm saying? And to
right,
keep us both better, and you, when you get in a relationship, you don't lose yourself to the other person. We supposed to be growing together, but still doing the things that are fulfilling to both of us. So if you go out with your friends, how am I gonna get mad at that? But if I say I don't got no female friends, I can't get mad at you because you going out with the boys to go have a beer or something.
Right.
Now, guess what? If you going out with the boys every other damn day, now that's a problem.
No,
You
that's
know
a
what I'm
problem.
saying?
Right.
And you ain't
Absolutely.
never spending time with me. But that's what I'm saying. But it's like if people are just doing life things, it's like, no, you're nobody's ruler. You know what I'm saying? It's like life is supposed to be happy. I think sometimes people be creating problems that don't even be there.
Okay. With that being said, do
Hmm.
you think peace is more about silence or understanding?
Understanding.
Okay.
Understanding. Because I tried to keep the peace, like I said, with being silent, whatever, but it was mistaken for weakness, and it was like I shrunk myself, and I started an internal war with myself because I was trying to prohibit the war between me and him, but
Right.
then I created one with myself because that was of importance, but it was like he kept being dismissive about it, so I just didn't say anything about it. But that's not the way to go either.
Right.
So either you're gonna have some understanding and we gonna reach some type of compromise, but I'm never shutting up again. But I don't have to be disrespectful, because if I'm in this with you, then what I say and how I'm feeling matter. And
Right.
vice versa.
You're right. You're right. It's definitely supposed to be a mutual
Yeah.
understanding. That's for sure. It's definitely a mutual understanding. And even if you all at odds with one another,
Right.
it still should be some sort of mutual understanding when it comes down to it.
So
And
guess what? When you going out, stop asking them what their damn color is. How do you resolve conflict? When you feel like something is, not what it seemed, or you're feeling about something that you may feel untruthful, do you automatically accuse, or do you sit down and have a conversation? Do you ask the question? Them
right.
the questions y'all need to be asking in the beginning.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Are you worried about being right all the time, or are you worried about reaching some type of compromise to resolve the resolution? You know what I'm saying? The problem.
Right. Right.
That's the question you need to ask, because if you fighting and arguing all the time to be right, just be by yourself.
You're right. You're absolutely right. But let me ask this then. Do you think
Hmm.
some men blame women for the problems that they create?
Absolutely.
Right.
Because that's lack of accountability. And maybe they was in other situations, especially when men have, financial, you know, power, or they, have great finances. If they it's like what they say go.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? It's like,
Right.
no, I don't even want the money. Set the money aside. Now come on, let's sit down and have a conversation now. Now talk to me. This ain't got nothing to do with money, and I ain't asking you for nothing. Now who's left?
Right.
That's who I need to talk to.
Right.
Because just because you throw some money at me, I'm not jumping through the hoops that everybody else jumped through. So if you want you a clown at the circus or whatever, you got to go find them.
Okay. So in other words, the right woman can definitely bring and make a man successful.
She can't make him, but she can add to him becoming that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I can see that. Well, I
I
think
mean,
I
because we
think that.
can't make nobody do nothing. You have to
Well,
be
no, I'm
open and
not. I'm
willing.
not saying in. I'm
Yeah,
not saying. I'm not saying it as
I
in the
know that, but
physical aspect
I
of
know
it.
that, but these people make it, they twist it, and that'll be another argument. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I just always like to,
Right.
what's
But
how did he go to men in the audience? How she gonna make him do that if he was already on his way to being successful? We not saying, that's what I'm saying. That's why I be
right.
clearing it up, because
Right.
I know how they minds work. They look for anything to pick apart. No, this is a sign of us being together, being supportive, having an open line of communication, pouring into one another, knowing that this is not your leading moment, this is his. So he's going to need a little more support of you in this season than you're going to require of him. Then when you got your big thing coming up, he got to step back. It's a yin and yang. It's like you got to know and don't feel neglected. But now if he's constantly doing things and you're not involved, then you have every right to feel neglected.
Right. Okay. I
If
agree
he
with
finna
that.
make partner, he got this big thing coming on, he got a new business he's starting. Don't say you feeling neglected when you know this man got to pour into this business.
Do you honestly think, I want your honest opinion on this, okay?
Okay.
Do you think peace can exist without respect?
No.
Okay.
Because without respect, it's going to be internal conflict or somebody's definitely going to crash out.
Right. You're
It's going
right.
to
You're
be,
right.
because the one approach is when somebody not respected, they going to crash out. They're going to be loud. They're going to be in your face or they're going to retaliate against you. So that's not peaceful. The other person that want to crash out, they may be more subtle and not want to cause chaos, so they don't say anything like I did. So it creates an internal war within me. And so now I'm going to shut down. Either way it go, there's no peace.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Because I know for a fact, respect usually is the foundation of a
Right.
a peaceful relationship. And
Absolutely.
when there's no peace, there's nothing. There's
Right.
nothing but turmoil.
Right.
That's the only thing you're gonna be facing is a bunch of turmoil.
Absolutely.
Well, I kind of figured this was gonna be a easy topic, because like I said, we just try to always bring topics that people can actually relate to, and
Right.
because we all have situations.
Right.
Everybody have a situation that they're dealing with or dealt with. So
Right.
we just try to shine some light on those topics and things, and hope somebody can take something from what we speak of and apply
Right.
it to their everyday life.
Right.
But let me ask you this:
Hmm.
do you think peaceful relationships are overlooked in modern dating?
Absolutely.
Right. Okay.
Because they want everything else to be so loud. What you got, what you look like, all that or whatever. Or it's very, common to hear women say, what he doing with her? She don't even look like nothing. Or even when a man is cheating. How he gonna cheat with her and she look like that? She ain't got nothing on me. Baby, she got peace. You don't got it.
Right. Simple. As simple
It's
as that.
simple. They,
You're
they she
absolutely
a
right.
basic B. But guess what? The basics is what's needed. Everything gets over the top in the additives. You could dress anybody up and put the frosting to put the cake on the frosting. But guess what? You need them basic ingredients to make the cake first.
Right.
Hello?
Absolutely. 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 Okay. Well, I probably pose one more question because, like I say, this and that probably gonna conclude our show for today.
Yeah.
And like I said, I just hope somebody was able to take something from what we speak of today. The peace
Yeah.
of problem episode. But me personally, I'm gonna choose peace over problem any day.
Right. And
Any
guess
day.
what? If you start anything with a solid foundation and you being open and honest or whatever, and that's what I tell people. A man could say this. A man could have 50 million women. A man could have want to lead with his money, but be, he want to dominate the situation. I'm not mad at what nobody want to do. The only way something becomes an issue with me is like when I'm sitting down with you, I want you to be honest. So give me the option on whether or not this is something I want to deal with. Because if you sideswipe me and you get whatever you get after that, or I cut you off and I tell you to bring your lawn chair so you can join the block party, that's on you.
Right. Okay. Well, the question of the day.
Hmm.
So are women truly a man's peace or are they his problems?
My stance is still 50-50. It depends
Okay.
on that woman.
It has a lot to do with the two in this involved. You're absolutely right because like you say, a lot of men like toxic women.
Right.
A lot of men like that.
Right.
And like you said, from how did you word it? What the girl said in the clip you say you saw
Uh,
about the guy saying that she not riding or dying for him or something like that.
oh
You said,
yeah. Yeah, if she not ride or die, like you got to go through hell and high water for you to actually treat her like a queen and say she the one.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not jumping through all these loops and hoops, these situations and this turmoil for you to feel like I'm the one. Because I'm showing up consistent and being authentic and I'm not a liar. So if that's not enough, I don't know what I got to bow gracefully.
Right.
Cause you're gonna be in drained every piece I had. I ain't gonna have nothing to give you when you finally get to it. And that's when the man finally gets and he's almost when he's ready about to change and it's like, baby, I'm ready to love you. The lady, she drained. She ain't got nothing else left. And that's
Right.
when she done tapped out. Because it
You're
took him
absolutely
3 to
right.
5 years, 7 years to get it. And she like, baby, I died. That version that you wanted, that I kept giving and giving and holding on and hoping that you would change one day, you killed her. Now
Right.
you created a stronger person because when a person constantly wanna push you away, turmoil, neglect, all that stuff or whatever, it's like they teach you how that you don't need them. And they don't
Right.
need this situation. That's exactly what they teach you. If I say I want to spend time with you and you never spend time with me, you showing me that I'm okay with living without you. So when I get that in my mind, it's like, but baby, I don't need to see you no more. I'm actually okay. I
Right.
thought I
Right.
wasn't gonna make it. I thought I
Right.
wasn't gonna make it being without you, but I ain't seen you in 2 months. So guess what? I'm still alive. I'm okay.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna just say, the right with the right relationship, you know,
Right.
it can bring you a lot of comfort and a lot of peace. You know,
Absolutely.
the wrong relationship will bring you nothing but chaos and
Right.
distractions. So I'm in agreement with you. I'm 50-50 with that as well.
And guess what? For the people who don't, well, how do you know this and that? Guess what? Your nervous system gonna tell you. I'm
You're
gonna
gonna
keep
feel it.
saying it. You
Absolutely. You're
can
gonna feel it.
overthink a million things. You cannot make up a feeling. When you start feeling off, when you start feeling drained, when you start feeling, whatever you feeling, don't ignore that. Because now you're doing yourself a disservice.
Right. Okay.
And guess what? Your peace and your happiness matter into it too. Never get into a relationship where you think you gotta overextend yourself for somebody else and it's not being reciprocated. The
Okay.
validation you need is just you being you and you being present. And if they can't accept that and they don't appreciate that and respect that, baby, clock out. The shift is over.
I know, right? Okay. Well, there you have it, y'all. That's gonna conclude our show for today. I hope you guys were able to take something from this episode today. Today we talked about peace or problems. We
Right.
appreciate everybody that tuned in. Guys, give us your feedback on this. How do you feel about the topic and some of the points that were made today? Drop them down in the
Right.
comments, and we would definitely, reply to all comments and just let us know how you feel. Um,
Absolutely.
because like I said, with the right woman, you definitely gonna find yourself with a lot of peace versus a lot
Right.
of distractions and a lot of problems. And I know that for
Right.
a fact. I know that for a
Right.
fact.
And if that's not what you want at the present time and you want to play and you want to be out there and like you said, be carefree and you feel like it's more exciting, just say that. Because the woman that have that peace and you who knows, you may be able to have an encounter or be with her later on down the line. She will respect you more for that. I promise you.
Right.
Because if you show up with that and you present one thing and then you start doing something else, you're not going to spend the block on me. I'll tell you that.
Well, there you have it. There you have it. Okay, that's gonna conclude our show for today. Once again, I'm your host, Kelvin,
And I'm your co-host, Miss Thiana.
and we truly appreciate everybody that tuned in today. And for those that commented, we greatly appreciate it because without you, there's no us. And we look forward to seeing you guys
Absolutely.
next week. Peace.